Semis, look at this, man. Eat 'em all!
Let's go!
Eat 'em all, baby!
Let's go.
My goodness.
We see you, Serbia.
Friday vibes here. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR show. Let's go. On this World Cup semifinal Friday. Hey, man. There it is. A little crow. Get a little crow in there.
That's his
The
thing.
people love the crow. I mean, we got lots of comments about it. I don't think we got a single one. Guys, World Cup. What a World Cup semifinal.
Wow. Man.
If I were to have predicted how this would have gone, I would have gone 0-2. Honestly,
Yeah?
I would have picked, the U.S. to beat Germany. I would have predicted Canada to beat Serbia. Not how it happened.
No.
Went the other way in both cases and makes for such a compelling Friday show for us.
We're a bunch of ESPN studio analysts rooting for our Battle of North America over here.
Were we? I don't know.
Just
I gotta
kidding.
say, we got lots of takes on it. We're also gonna put Jokic on every team in the NBA.
Cool.
Because I'm very curious
Wait.
to see if Jokic was the starting center, if he just replaced whoever the starting center is, how many teams would win the championship?
Most of them.
Almost all of them, I kind of think. We'll find out.
Even the Rockets?
Even the Rockets. I mean, look, we'll go through the experiment.
I'd be curious.
We're gonna go through.
What
the
about
experiment.
Team USA?
All right. Well,
settle
all right.
down, yeah.
Only so far you can go. And then, of course, it's Friday, so we're going to talk about the best days of the year in snake draft form. We're going to snake draft them. I'm also going to give you guys my theory on the real seasons. I don't think there's 4 seasons.
I didn't.
Okay.
Of course, you've got a theory
Great
on
show coming up.
Here we go. Don't miss segment 3.
We've been doing it wrong all along. All right, look at me. Look at the panel over here, wearing the best hat I've ever seen.
It's a great hat.
It's such a great hat. Harrison Wind.
I'm here on this show today to apologize for the shade I've thrown at Coach Pesic.
Me too.
For the last year.
Hey, don't get ahead of yourself. Just kind of tease it.
I was not familiar with your game,
I was not familiar with your
Coach
game.
Pesic.
Oh, man.
I am sorry. I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
In your defense, Wind, a lot of them were upset too. Eurobasket, not the same. But good
And
for
then, of
Pesic.
course, over there, Brendan Vogt.
Hey, fellas, how are you? I got real Friday energy. I woke up with Friday energy, and then Team USA didn't help kind of carrying that over. But by the end of it, fellas,
Yeah.
I don't know how unhappy I was with that result.
So here's the thing I always say about sports. I don't always know what my rooting interests. I mean, like if it's my team, it's of course. But when it's neutral, when I'm not sure, I never know who
Right.
I really am rooting for
Right.
until it happens. And I have to be honest with you, I'm the same way. We'll get to Serbia. We're going to spend a lot of time on Serbia. But the game I watched was the U.S. one. And I get up, and as they're losing, I'm kind of going for it. I don't know why I was rooting. This is so weird, but as they were losing in my heart, I was kind of feeling like, this team is a little too Austin Rivers,
Reeves.
Or Austin Reeves. A U.S. win kind of felt like a him win, and I was willing to not let that happen. So in my heart, I kind of, I went for the Germans.
I'm always rooting against Team USA.
Really?
I have no allegiance in these competitions towards Team USA. I never have.
I have a slight allegiance, I would say.
I have zero.
Man.
I'm always rooting for them to get upset. And I love to see it, man. I love to see Team Germany with the incredible Wagner twins.
Well, they're not twins, but
And
yeah,
s-
sure.
and
That's
some-
close enough. It doesn't matter.
Incredible Wagner brothers.
By the way, the announcer today kept calling him Franz Wagner, and it was really it was
the
a tough
announcers are just
scene.
terrible
It was a
for
tough
people,
scene.
but-
Wagner is such a horrible way to say Wagner.
I
That
love
is true.
I love watching the Wagner bros beat up on Team USA. And that one guy who had like 20-something points, who averages 10 minutes a game for, like in the Bundesliga. Like, I love it, man. I love watching Team USA get upset. But that's just me.
I love this from 55555 ish. Probably would have been a little easier if Porter or Aaron Gordon are on that team to latch on.
Well, first of all, they would have won. So, yeah, that would have been totally different.
Porter would shoot 100% at that tournament. But
you think he'd be like Brandon Ingram, where he's like, I don't know, it's just kind of weird having to share the court with people.
No, I think he would just get shots up every time he touched it, and he would shoot 60%. But I do think that's part of it. This roster to me at times throughout the tournament felt a little easier to root for, and then by the end of it, I kind of didn't like it.
I know. I came into the tournament liking the guys. It was two Austin Reeves, man. I'm telling you.
By the end of it, I did feel like, does second option Austin Reeves need to win the World Cup?
No,
probably not. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Also,
I've got some questions.
I know.
That's Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow, 113 points.
Well, listen, and in Denver, we know that's an infallible award, and you must pay respect to the defensive player.
Yeah.
Rudy?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Also, like, whenever people do the Giannis Jokic, they're like, look, they have all the same accolades, but Giannis is Defensive Player of the Year. You're like, guys, shut up.
The guy I was referring to was Andreas Obst, who had 24 points in this game.
That's my big winner.
He averages 10 minutes a game for his German club in the EuroLeague.
I love it, man.
So I did find myself by the end of this. It was, but I also love underdogs, man. Like, that's my thing. So
it's human nature.
It's human nature. So when you get to this tournament and there are no Nuggets on that team and Team Germany has a chance, yeah, I love it. And this is also the newfound Coloradan Nuggets in me. I made the joke earlier, but everyone wanted their battle of LA with USA and Canada. I kind of love when this stuff happens. Just kidding. It's Serbia, Germany. So I was here for it. I don't get too fired up when Team USA loses. Also, at the World Cup, this happens, kind of part of the cycle, and then we all get fired up for the Olympics again.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, the thing that people that are not here in the U.S. don't quite realize, and maybe they hear it from us talking about it in this cavalier way, but nobody knows this tournament's going on here. It's taking place from 2 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's opposite. Nobody really knows. So it's not... The average NBA fan is not watching this one. The diehards, including myself, like when Yoke was out and Jamal was out, and when Vlatko Čančar was out, for me, this was like, all right, I'm going to catch the second half of the last game, and then I'm going to look at box scores and this or that. But that being said, I don't say that to diminish anything. I say that to say, one of the reasons I think I really was rooting in my heart, again, not like openly, I'm not on my couch like rooting for them openly to do this, but in my heart I was pulling for them to lose, was I hate the narrative of American dominance and American exceptionalism in this way. I'm a very pro-American guy. I actually... I'm not one of these guys that hates everything about the U.S. I love a lot of things about the U.S. I'm very appreciative that I live in the U.S. for a lot of different reasons. But with basketball, I always look at it and I go, there's really beautiful basketball being played around the globe.
Right.
Really good players around the globe. And when we look at Giannis and Jokic and Luka and Embiid, like, really, it is the era of foreign-born players. So when we have this and people are like, I don't care, our B team is still better, and if we brought our guys, we would do it. You know who didn't bring their guys?
Serbia.
And guess where they are? In the gold medal game, and with a chance to do something they have not done since 2002.
It's pretty cool.
As they get the win over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And I got to say, man, I love our guy Miroslav. Such a cocky motherfucker.
Well, wouldn't you be?
No, I'm saying before all this, like, when the ranking came out in Serbia, by the way, can you pull it up? Do you have the original one? Find the original one. Miroslav's been tweeting them out. Serbia not power ranked in the top 10.
Right.
And I remember talking to Miroslav, and he wasn't feeling super confident about the team at the time. But as the tournament went on, he was kind of like, I don't know, all these teams suck, and he's just starting to feel all confident about it. Yeah. And I gotta say, man, even in the Final Four, when I was like, well, to me, they have the 4th best odds of advancing. He's like, I don't know, man. I kind of like them against the Team USA if they get there. Well, here we are.
Well, first of all, and this is not an insult. Would you describe our friends in Serbia as humble? Probably lower on the list of adjectives I would go with. But
irrational confidence is definitely a Serbian trait.
Yeah. By the way, they just secured their 5th consecutive 3x3 tournament gold medal. That's really where they dominate, but they also dominate.
I mean, shouts to that, but
I know that. I'm just saying, here's where I'm going with it. And now this team, which even they had some questions about coming in, makes this run. Novak Djokovic in the semis of the U.S. Open today. I'm just saying, our brothers and sisters, there's a lot to celebrate. They're feeling themselves right now, and then I see it.
Yeah.
We can I just say one more thing though. This is to me not new or a referendum or any. This is where the game has been for a little bit now. If the U.S. does not send their very best players, they'll be a medal favorite but they could lose. And that's the way it's been.
So there's a couple things for me that this is a very, I don't want to say eye-opening, but I take some L's on this tournament, especially with Serbia advancing to where they did. And one of those is, first of all, I want to say this. One of the reasons I wanted to make the documentary, and I was so inspired to try to write it in that way based on our trip, was when I went there, my big takeaway was, and it's a line that Milos used to me, Milos Jovanovic, the star of the documentary, used to me several times, was that Jokic didn't just happen. And I think us Americans, before Jokic came here and I learned about Serbia, I didn't think about Serbia in any way as a basketball nation.
Right.
And his whole thing about this is a 100-year anniversary of when basketball arrived in Serbia. They have a deep tradition. And so for me, this is a really cool thing because when they were unranked, those rankings, and when out of people's mind, it's always player, player, player. And it's like, no, there's a basketball culture here from this country. We're a nation of basketball players. They've lost a little over the last 20 years. It hasn't been the same as it was in their golden era. But I do think it is something cool about a basketball nation. And by the way, Miroslav, very proud, Lithuania and Serbia, they don't pick up foreign-born players and naturalize them, make it. No, those are Serbians.
Should be. He should be proud about that. That is a cool thing.
Aaron Gordon would be fine, but other than that.
He is an 8th Serbian, so he could, technically.
Yeah, that's
right.
No,
I love it, man. I love it. And I think there is a little bit, too, of there was some anxiety around the program, the international Serbian basketball program, I think, exiting Eurobasket. Yes, it was a tough matchup, but there was also a little bit of that team was a changing of eras, and then they fall short, and then it's like, okay, is Jokic going to play in the World Cup? And not just us, some honest questions about the way Pesic approached that tournament. So there was some anxiety. You get a different roster, a bit of a youth wave too, and I think they get to look at the bigger picture too, and not just the immediate, okay, Jokic is alive, can we win some medals? But no, the program's in a good place, and there's a youth wave too, and just more depth in the team even now than given credit for. And I think even some Serbians, I should not speak for them, but my limited understanding is there's some pleasant surprise with this run as well. Certainly not predicted.
I'm gonna put
sure.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I'm going to put my philosopher's hat on right now. One of my favorites, Nietzsche, has this idea that your beliefs should never be more than lightly resting in your palm. Meaning, like, anybody that holds too hard onto their opinions or perspective is taking themselves too seriously and, like, vulnerable to being, like, tragically wrong. So your beliefs, you should hold them lightly in your hand. For me, coming off of last year, doing our trip, all of those things, I felt pretty confident about the idea of Jokic is the savior of Serbian basketball, and Pesic is sort of this like old guard, and this conflict is clearly a black and white thing where it's, I mean, I don't think that Jokic, I think, just didn't play because he's exhausted. Like, I honestly think it's legitimate and fair, whatever Serbians feel about it. I think that was it. But I did look at it and go, man, I wish Pesic would be off that team. I wish they'd get some new life and reform and all these different things. But you have to admit, they were cheering his name. I don't know if you saw the video. Miroslav sent it to me. Cheering his name on the bench as they get ready to go back. And you look at that and you go, that's pretty cool. The old school guy who did it, he raised, for people that don't know and didn't watch the documentary, he was the coach of one of the most important U19, meaning like right before they became pros, teams in Serbian history that featured, Yugoslavian history, which featured Dino Raja, Vlade Divac, Sasha Djordjevic, and a host of whole others. And it shepherded in the next golden generation of Yugoslav and then eventually Serbian basketball. So he's a very important coach, but I wondered maybe he was past his time. So I think it's cool that this legendary coach, when all odds seemed against him, kind of cycles back and has his moment.
And look, man, I think you can make the case that maybe Serbia is best when it doesn't have a star, when it just has a team. Maybe that's when Coach Pesic is at his best.
Right.
Maybe that's when Serbia is at its best. Bogdan Bogdanovic has been the best player for Serbia throughout this tournament, but he's not a star. He's not, the central hub of everything they do,
right,
like Nikola Jokic would have been and has been for them in the past. And my takeaway watching them this morning was like, they play beautiful basketball.
Yeah.
Serbia plays beautiful basketball, and they play a completely different style than both Canada and the USA, which are both playing an NBA style of basketball. And I definitely think there's something to that. It's a different style. I think it's a better style. It's a more true style. And maybe there's something to the NBA style not working like it does unless you have the top of the top talent in this kind of game.
We got to take a break. I want to keep this going. We're going to do a second segment on World Cup because we're spitting some hot fire right now. But on the other side, we're really going to start to hone in on winners and losers. And I think that conversation pertains to that.
Do you want me to go first?
I feel like,
yeah.
do you usually go first?
I
or do
don't
I
remember.
usually
I
go
think
first?
you usually go first.
I got
Yeah.
you.
No,
Is this our first show? Have we done this show before? Never. No, we've never done this. Is our first one.
It's really important to start your day with the greens. Don't get confused. Not a kind love read. I do those sometimes. This one is about AG1. It's a very healthy way to start your day. 1 scoop of their delicious supplement combination.
Hold on. Laking Ball chops in the chat says it's crazy not rooting for your own country.
No, it's not, man.
But then Vyacheslav hops in and says it's more crazy rooting for Boston.
It's not crazy not rooting for your own country. Like, who cares?
Just an all-time clapback. I mean,
I'm
So we love
sorry.
you too,
I'm
Laking
sorry I
Ball.
didn't get up at 6 a.m. and put on my red, white, and blue shirt. Like, this is not me.
That's Vyacheslav, that's an all-time comment. Anyway, AG1, 12 ounces of cold water, 1 scoop of this product, and what you need to start the day, vitamins, supplements, it's all in one spot, you know, so you don't have to keep track of it. You don't have to take a bunch of products. 1 scoop, it's delicious, it's a comprehensive solution, and it's what you need to start your day and just really consolidate the supplement routine. AG1, you can get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/nuggets. That's drinkag1.com/nuggets. Check it out.
Guys, you don't have to choose between better hair growth and your health. A Nutrafol provides a whole body health approach for men that promotes healthier hair, no drugs, no compromises, just better hair. Did you know? Vote that 80% of men will experience hair thinning in their lifetime. 80%.
Oh boy.
8 out of 10 people. I'm
Okay, so
looking
it's
at 10
probably
people
me.
right here. Not 10 men, but almost. Around 8 of us will experience
Kale.
hair thinning in our lifetime.
Kel doing the meme.
Honestly, Kill, you're on the other side of the anxiety. You're better off.
Yeah.
So that's the-
Also, like, Kel, you're a good looking bald
He is a
guy.
good bald
He's a
guy.
good
He's a
looking
good
bald
looking
guy,
bald guy.
man. Like,
I
it works very
would
well.
look terrible
I
with
would
no
look
hair.
so
You know,
I
also-
would be disgusting.
Kel also youthful bald.
I
You
know.
know, some of that black people go bald and it looks old. No, he looks young.
Yeah.
Very young.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, visible thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Go to Nutrafol.com/men to take their hair health wellness quiz. Right after you take that quiz, it gives you your results. It identifies the causes of your thinning hair. And then what happens is Nutrafol actually gives you a personalized plan for better hair through whole body wellness. So it's a whole process that they take you through, really personalized, really smart. Take the first step to visibly thicker hair, healthier hair. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code DNVR. Find out why over 4,000 healthcare professionals recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com/men, Nutrafol.com/men. Promo code DNVR.
Can I quickly push back on the point that Wind exited segment 1 with?
Yeah.
I do think it's a little easy to kind of see what we want to see with the takeaway. That last Serbia team dominated the tournament up until a bad matchup, and Pesic didn't even play Jokic enough in that game, in my opinion. So there are matchup reasons why they lost
29
that
minutes,
game.
yeah.
They absolutely could have won that tournament. So
Right.
but also to the point
could
you were-
have.
but I don't entirely, because I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like on a general trend scale, I like that team basketball is winning this tournament.
To me, thinking about last year's team and this year's team, maybe last year's team was better individually. This team right here, like, plays more of what I think Serbian basketball is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And Jokic is a superstar that's conducive to that too. I just think also with that team, I think it's easy to forget they were tearing through that tournament and a tough matchup stretch against Italy. Just doing.
And it was really like 10-minute stretch. They were actually really good in that up until where it all fell apart. But, you know, that happens. All right, let's get to some winners and losers here. Obviously, Serbia is a huge winner, unranked. And we know Somebody told me today at my mentions, it was like, Adam, there's a word you should really learn. Inat.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks, man.
Heard of it?
Did you guys
Doesn't
know
really
that-
have a definition, but everybody knows what it means.
This
Is
is
they play basketball in Belgrade?
Yeah, so this isn't a not run, right? You're not.
Yeah.
You're ranked outside the top 10. Jokic's not there. Micic not there. Lucic. All right, we'll show you. This is a totally not run. And by the way, it does make me think about our Nuggets coming in a little bit as favorites statistically. Although I will say, I did Nate Duncan show the other day as my first. It's like too early to be doing previews, but we did a preview. Nate Duncan, very skeptical of the Nuggets last year, very skeptical of Jokic, very vocally doubts Jokic.
That's not like him.
What would you guess his takeaway was of the Nuggets run?
They didn't play anyone
Didn't
good.
put him in enough pick and rolls.
Both of those things came up. Yeah. I mean, they got lucky they didn't face any good competition. I couldn't believe it. Part of me just laughed. Like, to me, I'm over the hump now to where
Right.
I just kind of sat there and I'm like, oh man, I just wanted him to like go deeper, like take another, keep digging. Let me see, like, let me go. Yeah, no, it's so true. Like, it's lucky they didn't face, who, for example.
Right.
So, anyway.
The 2015 Warriors.
And the reason I want that to happen is I honestly do believe that it is a Serbian trait, but I think it's honestly a trait for most people that being doubted does fuel you a little bit more. And it's obviously a hyper Serbian trait that it was like, hey, they were off the radar. Here they are in the finals.
Totally.
Serbia, big winner. Pesic, huge winner. Huge winner.
Bogdanovic.
Bogdanovic. I'm telling you guys, Bogdanovic is a good Bruce Brown.
He's better in FIBA than he is in the NBA, though.
Yeah, but he's good though. He's been on some weird teams, man. Like he's gonna in Atlanta. Like, come on,
I
he's
know.
wasted. You know what I mean?
You're correct there.
To me, he's you bring him up all the time. He is a Boris. He's a Boris to me, right? A Diaw, because it's like.
I was like, what does that mean?
No, he's a Diaw to me, to where it's like you put him on a bad team and he's terrible. You put
Yeah.
him on a good team and he's
Yeah.
great.
Sure,
It's just
sure.
one of those. I love Bogdanovic.
Just hasn't played on any good teams yet.
I'm still dreaming of the day that he.
Except this one.
I'm dreaming of the day that he comes to Denver. Jovic. We
Yeah,
talked
dude.
about him yesterday, but having a
I'm
moment.
intrigued.
I'm intrigued.
Guy's got the biggest nose in the whole tournament, but I'm intrigued. Have you seen that guy's nose?
He does have a
You've
schnoz.
seen it in person, man.
He does have a schnoz.
Whew. Germany,
Yeah, I mean,
collectively.
sure.
I want to joke
absolutely.
about Franz Wagner, but he only played 2 games.
No, the Wagner brothers. Obst. Obst, I did
yeah.
it again.
Shout out
That
to
guy
Obst.
needs to relax.
Even Schroeder, who, by the way, somebody sent this to me and I retweeted it, but he said after the game, this is his favorite team he's ever played for.
Oh, God. That's beautiful.
Just so beautiful.
After the blow up with the coach, too. So good. So good.
Just not the Lakers, not the that one sucked, but here, yeah, I love it. I think Lithuania. Anytime you beat the U.S., it's like a win. I do feel like every team
And they-
has 2 goals, and they beat.
They
that.
worked
They
the
whooped up on
US.
Slovenia, too, in the was
Right.
it 4th place game?
So I do feel like they probably get a bit of a win. Is there any other big winners you think from this?
I think you can still say Canada, probably ultimately a disappointment, but you wanted to at least arrive here. You wanted to at least announce yourself on this stage.
What about this one? Jamal Murray.
Big winner.
I'm just saying.
By that same logic, we gotta call Yoko. a loser,
No,
man.
actually, here,
You know?
we're not on losers yet, so hold on.
I don't know if Jordy Fernandez is a winner or a loser.
He got a lot of hype.
Because he was getting all the hype. He got the Brian Windhorst feature.
Yeah.
He got them potentially to a bronze medal. But then you also hear a little bit like, I don't know if we love this guy's decision making. He was kind of fire on the mic'd up segments, though.
I know. This is the thing about a team like Canada being great and then losing, but when they were favored, is
Right, I
it doesn't negate all the things
know.
all the hype.
Yeah.
But I do think Jamal Murray's a winner here, just because. Look, Canada and Serbia both qualify for the Olympics. I think a lot of teams are going to play. It's in Paris. There's all reason.
Yeah.
There's more reasons for people to go to the World Cup or
Olympics.
to the Olympics than there were for this World Cup. A lot more reasons. And if Murray goes, there is a bit of a. He's in the perfect spot of like, yeah, Shea's really good, man. He's really good. I'll help him get over the hump. I'll help him.
Here's the winner, Eric Spoelstra, once they push out Steve Kerr as head coach.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. I don't know if Spo's a winner. I think everybody on Team USA has to take a little bit of an L for this. Is there any play? Like Reeves was a winner for a while, but I do think it's hilarious that they lost. I'm going to say this. Reeves is a really good player.
He is a good player.
He's a really good player.
Yeah.
But he's not the star. Like the hype is too high on him. Here's the thing: we love offense. He has a very sexy offensive game. He sucks on defense, and his offense isn't that good. His offense is really good as a role player, but he's not like, oh, he's going to really murder these guys here or there. And his defense sucks. In the fourth quarter tonight, they were just posting him up over and over and over again. It was like he was the mark.
I like how people go, well,
he was against Lithuania.
I did see a lot of,
against
who's going to
Denver.
post him up in the NBA? I'm like, the reigning NBA champions.
Yeah.
Their guard and their center.
Yeah.
So I just, even with Austin Reeves, I think he's more in the loser category here. But all right, let's go to losers though. Number one, it's got to be France.
Oh, that's actually true. That I was going to say us,
I
but
forgot France was even in this
yeah,
tournament.
it's got to be France.
U.S. might be number one too. Honestly,
up there.
Like, I think
We're up
U.S.
there.
I mean, it's
US
just,
is clearly
you're
number
supposed to
one.
win, or that's winning
Yeah,
or
but
nothingness for the
France
U.S.
did flame out, but we are probably number one.
But it should be U.S. They are now have to beat Canada just to get a medal. If they don't medal, here's the thing: you get the bronze. The way these tournaments work out, it's like, well, you lost. You know, especially if Germany goes on to win this or whatever, it's like, well, they silver, bronze at that point. You just lost at the wrong moment, as opposed to the finals. You could make that argument if you wanted, but if you don't get a medal, it's like you didn't even get a medal. You weren't even one of the top 3 teams.
I don't know. I'd be pretty embarrassed by bronze if I was Team USA. I might just rather not get one.
Well, just to try to forget.
Like,
it.
are you hanging up a bronze medal?
France to me really big. Now, here's what's funny. You have Joel Embiid. The U.S. really wants to recruit him. By the way, this is what the U.S. gets for wanting to recruit people. Like Paolo Banchero. I know everybody was all pumped about this, like Paolo chose
I
Team
love
USA
you're
or whatever.
turning so hard on
Well,
this
I
guy.
just think all these narratives are so dumb. It's like, here's what it is. I hate when people think it's for them when they have like one eye on it. And it's like, what's best for me personally for a tournament I don't even watch? That's how everybody talks about the World Cup.
The narrative for Team USA during the group play stages when they played absolutely nobody were, this team is perfectly constructed.
Yeah, that's so true.
You've got your star, who's Anthony Edwards, who's going to be the best player in the NBA maybe next year, and you've got a perfectly constructed cast of role players around him. You've got defenders, you got versatile bigs, then you got just a star-studded coaching staff. That was the narrative.
Yeah. By the way, Voya says U.S. was 7th last World Cup, and I'm not trying to troll on this. I don't remember that.
Well, I don't know if we'll remember this one.
I don't know if we will either.
In 4 years either.
This is my
Or
thing, and I'm not trying to
2
diminish it.
or 2
I
years.
want to get into these international competitions,
Well,
but I'm just saying, like most U.S. fans, myself included, I don't remember the World Cup from 4 years ago.
That's kind of what I'm getting at, though. Like in the cycle of USA basketball, this is not the tournament we throw the kitchen sink at. In fact, typically the role this tournament plays in was, oh, we probably should have taken that more seriously. And then the Olympics come, and then all the bigwigs go.
This is totally the
By the
rhythm.
way, not trying to deflect the growth of the game globally. I'm all in, and that's.
I want the U.S. to bring their top team in the Olympics.
And then lose, by the way.
to
Me
Jokic
too.
and Serbia.
With Joel Embiid at starting
Yeah,
center.
Joel Embiid.
I cannot wait for the full court press.
Oh,
Jerry
Embiid
Colangelo is
here.
going
Yeah.
to put on Joel Embiid to suit up for Team USA.
He somehow
it's gonna
ruins
be
it even
freaking
more.
embarrassing, but it's going to happen, and then they're going to lose to Serbia.
So you know what? Thanks, Boya. You're right. It is France. Take that L on the way out.
But I do think that it will be interesting to see if you're Embiid and you get to kind of pick between the two. You come to Team USA.
He's going to put his freaking hat on the table. I'm going to join Team USA.
Yeah, exactly. Him joining Team USA does feel very on brand to me. It feels so. And again, the Serbs and Lithuania both take this pride in like we don't play that. We have a sense of self pride and this or that. Whereas Team USA will recruit anybody. You know, we'll take anybody that'll take us. So I do think it would be kind of funny for US to be basically the Lakers and be like, we just got to get new talent. We got to go out there and recruit other countries' best players.
That would be the most parallel, like everything. We were right about all the trends. Every single one
Team
of them.
2024.
Steve Kerr is a huge loser. I mean, come on, man. That's tough. That's really tough. I'll tell you who was one of my big losers. Oh, Brandon Ingram, clearly a big loser.
He didn't even play in this game.
He didn't even play. Like, he was bad when he did play. He didn't fit in. He had terrible quotes to the media. Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Bro.
Jaren Jackson Jr. to me, man, first of all, Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. That guy get 113 points to Obst. Couldn't grab a rebound. Getting murdered by Mo Wagner out there. Fouls out half the time.
I strongly agree with you. Becoming very clear how he gets so many blocks because he's never where he needs to be. I think, again, we have seen the weird distinction between who thrives on these stages, who struggles, and who doesn't in the NBA. So jury's out on his career, but I am going to put Jaren Jackson in my first team. Does not play that well when I watch him, and everyone tells me how good he is, and I don't watch the Grizzlies the way I watch the Nuggets.
That's because you watch him against Yoke, though.
That's
There's
true,
a little bit of
That's
that.
true, and I don't watch them the way I watch the Nuggets. So I'm not saying I'm right and everyone else is wrong. I'm just saying in my experience, when I watch Jaren Jackson Jr., I am left with some questions sometimes, and this was one of those experiences.
No question about it. Paolo Banchero struggled tonight. We really couldn't grab a rebound when they really needed one. Not trying to go too far into the agenda here. Australia had high hopes in this one.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah. They even make the knockout round?
No. Australia, real big loser. Then Italy, I think, as well. Another loser.
Winner, Ben Simmons?
So here well, here's a question for you. So I don't know. Canada, we kind of said mixed. I mean, they had the talent, but they're like Team USA. I'm not going to go full in on them. Luka, to me, is not a loser, but he is a narrative loser. I think, like, if we looked at Slovenia's roster...
He's a narrative loser, yeah.
But he's a narrative loser, and I'm kind of like, it's good for him that he went and got in the fight.
I will say there's two... One thing is that we all, I think, had the right conversation about Luka, and that there's some room for growth in the attitude. It's also the funniest game that we all cracked down on him for it because those calls were terrible in that game. So I kind of get it. But that is the big Luka thing for me, I think, after that tournament. And he has won with that team before.
Right. Yep. He's got a gold.
So it is a little bit of, I think it's fair to say that's where I'm at with Luka, who I think can absolutely be the best player in the world, one of the best that's ever lived. But it is that Jokic 18 kind of jump we talked about recently.
I will say I do appreciate. I don't take it away from people like Jokic who needed the rest or this or that, but I kind of like that Luka always plays. He seems like
he played.
I love it.
He played a back-to-back for not even a medal.
He's like a boxer.
For like 8th place, he suited up in a back-to-back.
By the way, really quickly before we move too far away, to Voya's point, in 2010 and 2014, the U.S. won the World Cup. 2019, they came in 7th. In 2006, they came in 3rd. In 2002, they came in 6th. In 98, they came in 3rd. So this is not
right.
This is not the tournament where it typically is just U.S. domination.
I don't even remember. Find out who was on the roster in that last one because I'm kind of curious who were the losers.
2019.
But now it gets us to the interesting one. Yoke, is he a loser of this?
No.
If we were doing this show for another market, we would say yes.
You think?
Yeah, and we'd be wrong.
Right, the argument is there. I'm just saying I want to at least acknowledge the obvious. They are here without him. I don't think they're here because he's not there.
Right.
And I think this would be a lot more damning if this was a tournament that, say, Steph and Giannis and those guys participated in. But I'm going to acknowledge the elephant in the room. He didn't play, and they're in the finals, so there's something to it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a loser. I don't think we can look at this in the typical way that we look at basketball. Like, Serbia is a team. This is the team that's been together for the last month or two. They play like a team. They play together. They play a beautiful brand of basketball. If Nikola Jokic was on there, I'm sure they're in the same exact spot. So I can't consider him a loser. I'm happy for Serbia. I think he's probably happy for Serbia. I just think it is what it is.
My prophecy from a week ago.
It's looking good.
My prophecy was that Serbia was going to get the silver medal. I thought they were going to lose to the U.S., though, so I'm a little off at least no matter what. But that they're going to get the silver medal. A great, very good outcome. A very, very good outcome. I think most Serbs would be happy, although when you see an opportunity for a gold, you never want to let it slip through your fingers. But, we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for them. But that they get the silver, that Jokic wins the NBA championship next year, and that he joins them for the Olympics next year, and following in the footsteps of Michael Jordan, brings home a gold medal.
And it's Joel Embiid Team USA that he beats.
That one to me would just be like,
Here's what I'm saying to you guys. Because clearly our collective power of manifestation is the most powerful force in the world. Why not? Why not?
Here's how
Throw some darts at it.
he could become a bit of a loser in this situation if Serbia wins gold. And Bogdan Bogdanovic is the number one guy on that team.
yeah.
He's going to vault way ahead of Nikola Jokic
Right.
in just the Serbian basketball power rankings of Serbian people.
Oh, yeah. Miroslav might have him ahead of Jokic for the like.
No, I mean, he probably would. And,
Might be.
I couldn't hate on him for it because they have a different set of things that they value, and I
Right.
totally respect it. But I mean, if Bogdan Bogdanovic leads Serbia to a gold medal, he's royalty in that country, and he would have gotten to a level that Nikola Jokic hasn't gotten to yet in people's eyes over there.
One thing I do want to point out, somebody pointed out in the chat, they wouldn't be here if it weren't for the Sombor Shuffle inside Stark Arena. That game actually had important meaning, and that was to make them qualify, even though it wasn't the period. They still had to win a couple other games. It put them in position where they were almost certainly going to qualify for this event. So he does have a small role, but important role in them doing this.
See, here in the chat, you get some of some people laughing, not a chance, and some people immediately agreeing he already is there. So the point being that the Serbian perspective on Serbian basketball, that legacy, is more nuanced than just who's a better player. Having said all of this, without wanting to diminish what this team is accomplishing and that it matters to the nation, Jokic can erase any of this by showing up at the Olympics and delivering a medal and balling out. You
can erase a lot of it.
A lot. I shouldn't say all of it, but I think that taste in their mouths, and again, I shouldn't speak for them, but I would assume for those who feel that way, it can be mitigated if not rinsed away.
All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we just had some uncomfortable, negative-ish things about Jokic. Let's cleanse ourselves by putting him on every roster and seeing how many.
I had another
win.
loser that I wanted to get to, but it's NBA basketball.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, there is something to this idea of like, first of all, they don't need a big. We're just going to play. We're just going to press. We're just going to like be physical. And it's like, come on, guys.
It's almost like NBA players' brains are melted.
Yeah.
They're melted to where they're just so obsessed with efficiency and getting three-pointers and running NBA-style actions. Yeah. And then you watch a team like Serbia play, and you're like, nah, that's actually basketball.
Right.
And there is something to that style versus NBA basketball. And when you don't call as many fouls, when you don't have defensive 3 seconds, when you play in a little bit tighter spaces, NBA basketball just doesn't quite work the same way.
It's not as fun even in some ways. Like the foul baiting is the funniest part.
NBA basketball is a little vanilla. It's a little just repetitive. It's the same thing every single time. And this is why the Nuggets were so great and so different and just such a new, fresh thing in NBA basketball, because they shifted from a lot of what the norms are in the league today. And they play an international game.
I think the business of American basketball bled into and began to dictate the culture of American basketball in a little bit. It's way too perimeter oriented. The league is about a show. It is a business. By the way, it is the most competitive league in the world. I just hate a lot of the rules. And a lot of it, I think, incentivizes some BS along the perimeter, decentivizes defense. The foul situation is bizarre. The traveling situation is bizarre, right? So there are a lot of ways in which the league has leaned into elements too far that are a bit frustrating for me. And to some extent, the Nuggets and then team basketball at this tournament thriving, this is good. This is a good sign. I do think there is a little bit of, like, those guys couldn't defend anyone for Team USA. Right. There's a reckoning coming, I think, how we approach the game holistically.
I think the other rail of all of this is analytics. Analytics are basketball in a vacuum. And it's like there's a lot of truth to them. And I'm not trying to be the anti-analytics. I love analytics. Obviously, the game's evolved. But I do think teams got too smart with their spread pick and roll and all this stuff. And it's like, you do that for too long, and then you can't do anything else because you've perfected basketball in a vacuum.
There's so
in the
little
vacuum of space, we've perfected it. But guess what?
There's
Chaos
so
enters.
little just imagination. Yeah. And then you watch Serbia play, and you're like, no, that's actually basketball.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways,
let's get. So that was a good one, though.
Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. Guys, make sure to hit up Breck Brew. The beer of the month for September. Broncos Country Pale Ale, $6 at the DNVR bar. Breck has a beer for every type of occasion: football, basketball, World Cup, summer, park, house party, whatever you're into. Breck Beer's got a beer for you. They've been doing it for 33 years. If you don't know where to check out Breckenridge Brewery, hit up the Breck Brew beer locator on their website. Tells you where to get Breckenridge Brewery. Try out some of our favorites: the Avalanche Amber, the Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale, which is the beer of the month. They got Good Company hard seltzers as well. Breckenridge Brewery is the official beer of DNVR.
The American Raptors, they call Infinity Park their home base. That's where they host a lot of tournaments. That's where they play. That's where rugby culture is thriving. In Glendale, in Rugbyville, USA, baby. You got to check out the culture here. If you're into rugby at all, if you're looking to learn more about a new sport, it all goes down at Infinity Park. Like the 2023 Rugby Town Sevens tournament, which will take place there Friday. That already took place. Look at that. But listen, here's the deal. Rugby Town Sevens tickets start at just $10. Visit AmericanRaptors.com to learn more. If you want to learn more about the sport itself, you got to check out the DNVR Rugby podcast. Hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcast. Colton Strickler does a great job. He's a cool guy. He's a good hang. This is a fun sport. And by the way, if you're an athlete who's looking for your next challenge, rugby might be the sport you have yet to try in which you can thrive. Check out all the opportunities at American Raptors at Infinity Park.
And we are back. Segment 3. All right. Thought it'd be a little fun. I had this idea a while back. It's a peak off-season content where we go through every team in the NBA and we just wonder how many of them would Jokic make the NBA favorites. All right. We're going to have to run through this one just for timing purposes. But let's start. We'll go in alphabetical order. Atlanta Hawks. You've got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, Sadiq Bey, and then you replace Capella with Jokic.
I might start Bogdanovich on that team.
Let's take out Trae Young just because I really don't like. If Trae Young's on there, their offense would be incredible, but that team's not getting anywhere in the playoffs. The Trae Young Jokic pick and roll defense is like
wow. Nate Duncan over here. Jesus. No, you're right. You're 100% right.
This is not a Jokic ball lineup. It's a Trae Young lineup, and that sucks. That's why the Hawks suck. Serious.
No, I think you're
This
right.
is a 55-win regular season team that's like super vulnerable in the playoffs.
Okay.
Agreed. It's not a championship team.
However, they do play in the East, so conference finals.
You know what? You're right. They
What are
lose
they
to
gonna
Boston.
do? Lose to the 76ers?
You're right. You know what?
They won
I
without Jokic.
I might be with you. Let's go to the Boston Celtics. You've got Derek
Yeah, they
White,
win a title.
Jaylen Brown,
They win a
Jason
title.
Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and then take out Al Horford, add Jokic.
60 games, 16-4.
I think they win more than 60. I think that that's
a dominant team.
That's a dominant team. You've got defense. Then you go to the bench with all the guys. Yeah, come on, man. That's a dominant team. They win the title. They probably go 16-2.
Yeah.
People talk about Jason Tatum like he's the MVP candidate somehow.
Can we like not do this one?
Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets. So I'm going off of Hoops Hype's list here of it. You know who they have listed at starting point guard?
No.
Cam?
Ben Simmons.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Ben Simmons.
We've all collectively forgotten about
Point
Ben
guard,
Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
So Ben Simmons, Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and then you take Nick Claxton out, you put Jokic in. Guys, this team wins the title. This is my take. Ben Simmons.
With Ben Simmons.
Jokic saves Ben Simmons.
How many minutes does Ben Simmons have to play?
Well, first of all, Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson to me are near, like, Mikal's an S tier Jokic fit. Cam Johnson is an A tier Jokic fit. He's like MPJ. Spencer Dinwiddie, I think, would be a really good pick and roll partner for him.
Yeah.
And then look, Ben Simmons, man, I do believe in the power of Jokic to heal anyone.
Except Ben Simmons.
I think he can heal Ben Simmons. And on top of that, you're talking about a lineup of 4 6'10" guys.
I mean, if you're getting Ben Simmons of 3 years ago.
You will.
That was the
Then
most
yes.
intense deification of. Just call him Jesus next time. You know, water into wine, fellas.
They win the championship. I'm calling it right now. All right, let's go to the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Brendan Miller, and then you take out Mark Williams. You put Jokic.
All right, this is my first. I'm actually gonna. This drives him to early retirement.
You quit.
The trotting scene's going well.
Hold on. Gordon Hayward would be a really good player with Jokic.
I think Nikola Jokic might volunteer to come off the bench for this team.
LaMelo. They also have Cody Martin, who would be like a good Jokic player. I'm going to go ahead and say that this team is a 50-win, maybe 52-win team, and they also only lose to the Celtics because it's the Eastern Conference. But LaMelo Ball would actually be pretty good with Jokic, man. I actually think LaMelo and Jokic would have a very good chemistry.
They'd be awesome, but I
They're
don't
not
think
gonna
they
win a
win the
title.
championship.
No,
But
they'd
it
be
is in
very
the
flashy.
East.
Be
They're
very
in the
fun.
East. They'd win a lot of games.
Be a good league
and then
pass team.
They'd get beat.
Our social media guy, Nick, who is the only Hornets fan I've ever met. ever is going crazy.
And he
right
gets
now.
a little defensive too. I'm like,
He's like, how dare you disrespect PJ Washington like that?
PJ Washington.
Hey, the Hornets culture.
Mark Williams is a good center.
Chicago Bulls. All right, we've got, man, who is going to be their starting point guard here? I guess Zach LaVine, but is it Ayadasumu then? Is there, maybe it's Alex Caruso. We're going to go Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, and Jokic.
It's a pretty good team,
Can I tell you
actually.
something? They're in the finals.
They might win the
Yeah.
East. Yeah,
They're
I think
in the
they could win
finals, and I think they have a really good chance, man. I mean,
I think they win
Alex Caruso is a great defender. Zach LaVine has Murray-esque, pick and roll, pull up. He'll do all that stuff. DeMar is really good. Patrick Williams needs to make a leap here, but that team's in the finals. That team is
I agree.
going. That's a 7-game series with the Celtics.
The East is there for the taking.
East is there for the taking.
That series is coming down to a Jason Tatum ISO.
And you know what? You're right. Bulls in the finals.
All right, Cavs. This is another one. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Isaac Okoro, a little rough there at the small forward, Evan Mobley, and then Jokic. That team wins the championship.
Yep.
That team's really good.
Yep.
Team is really, really, and Jared Allen off the bench, by the way.
Well, no, he replaces Jared Allen.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
replaces him. So you have Karis LeVert and Max Strus. I think that team wins the title. Defense a little shaky. Mobley's going to have to really step up, but maybe they win it. Dallas, Kyrie, Luka, Tim Hardaway, Grant Williams, and Jokic.
It's a pretty good team. I think they win the title.
I don't know how this team all comes together. I mean, the aggregate talent, I'm not doubting.
Kyrie, Luka, and Jokic.
Like, what does this look like? Who has the ball? Who has the ball?
Maybe not Jokic, but they still win the title.
I'm with Win.
They're
This
good
one,
enough.
this
They're
one
good
is like, so they lose by 30 to the Rockets in January, and
Right,
we're like, what the hell is this? But they win the title. Come on, Luka and Jokic together. Then you have Kyrie spacing, and that wins. Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Bojan Bogdanovic, James. Man, they have Wiseman there. No, we're gonna put. Man, who do they have? Marvin Bagley. Marvin Bagley and Jokic.
You would put Marvin Bagley
Well,
in there.
it's not. We can't put James Wiseman at power forward like they did. Like that doesn't make any sense. Alec Burks. We'll say Alec Burks. Bojan and Alec Burks. Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham. This is a 50-win team, but they're not winning the title.
Not championship quality.
They're not winning a title. They're just winning regular season games. Golden State. All right, we can go quick. Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Jokic with Wiggins off the bench.
Title.
They win 65 games.
Easy.
They win maybe 70 games. That's unbelievable.
The
They win the
NBA
title. They might go
restructures the
16-0.
playoffs after how easily they win.
Houston Rockets. Fred VanVleet.
No.
Jalen Green. Dylan Brooks. Oh, this is an unlovable team. Jabari Smith and Jokic.
Man,
Playoff
Jokic
team.
isn't coming to training camp.
Yeah, this is the team he quits,
He is the
actually.
team he quits
Charlotte, come on, he's all right.
Is he?
This might be the only team does he miss the playoffs here? No.
I don't think he can miss the playoffs. I actually am going to say that.
He's
With the
he's in the play-in, though.
He's at least in the play-in.
He's in the play-in.
They're a top 6 seed.
Jalen Green with Jokic?
He could get them to the play-in.
Dude, Jokic,
He could
Fred
get them to the
VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, that's enough.
Yeah, you're probably right. They're in the playoffs. They lose in the first round. Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, Bruce Brown, Obi Toppin,
Kind of whips
Buddy
ass.
Hield. It's a good team. They're in
Kind
the
of a
playoffs. I think
playoff
they're in
team.
might be conference
At
finals.
least
Maybe
second round,
2 rounds and out.
Clippers, Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, and Jokic. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This team wins 60 games,
Yep.
and then they go through the playoffs 16-2. 16 and 4.
Right.
16
Yeah.
and 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say this every time his name comes up. Kawhi made it one game into the playoffs. One game.
They might win it without him, though. Yeah. The Lakers, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, power forward, and then Jokic.
Oh, yeah, he did
Oh, that's a
switch
title.
positions.
This team wins the title.
Yeah.
That team wins the title. I mean, come on. LeBron, Anthony Davis, Jokic is your front court.
Yeah, that's
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Memphis, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain.
They could even do the Jokic adjustment.
They could do the Jokic adjustment. Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, John Conchar, really weird small forward there. Jaren Jackson Jr. and Jokic. This team probably wins the title. Desmond Bain, Marcus Smart is really good facsimile of Murray. And
get
he's a little bit lower.
How many games does Jaren Jackson foul out of?
It's fine. He only needs to play 25 minutes a game. I think they win the title, but it's not a slam dunk. That's a 16-8 team. Maybe, it's close. Heat, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and then Jokic. I think that team wins the
The Heat, they win these.
Jimmy Butler and Jokic.
Jimmy
That's like
Butler
the
and
Butler and
Jokic team in
Jokic
the
is a
East. Yeah.
In the
perfect
East.
pairing, man. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful pairing.
Milwaukee, Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and
Title.
Jokic. That one goes
Title.
16-3. Minnesota Timberwolves, Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns is rough. It's a rough one there. And then Jokic.
Well, just sub Towns out.
Put in Kyle Anderson, and they go 16-6. They win the title.
Yeah,
I think that team
Rudy
wins the
Gobert and
title.
Jokic could work.
New Orleans, CJ McCollum. Herb Jones is the 2. Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Jokic. That team wins the title. It's clunky, but that team
Yeah,
wins
they'll
the title.
figure it out.
They'll figure it
Maybe.
out. Zion and Jokic, like, come on, who's matching? Zion is like the SS tier of, offensively at least, of Aaron Gordon. Nobody physically can match up with Jokic and Zion.
This is a fact.
Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Julius Randle, and Jokic.
It's the East, so
Conference
probably
conference
get,
finals.
get to the finals.
Conference
probably.
finals. Conference finals. Oklahoma City, Giddey, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and then Chet, and then Jokic.
They might actually be amazing.
I think they win the title, you guys. I think all of those guys are great Jokic
might be
players.
amazing.
And they're all 6'9" somehow.
Yeah.
Orlando, Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, and Jokic. Man, that team is good.
It's a good team.
Just got to get Paolo out of there.
I don't think it fits, though. I'm going to say that's a conference finals.
Too young.
A little too
year
young.
away.
A year away. Even Yoke is going to struggle there. 76ers, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, and Jokic.
I don't even know if they make the playoffs.
Come on. James Harden and Jokic would be actually really good.
Yeah.
Harden
In
would
the
think
regular
he's the best
season.
guy on the team, too, somehow. Like, he
Right.
would think he's the best guy. Maxey would be sick with him. PJ Tucker's a good little stretch forward defensive guy. Tobias
Yeah.
Harris, whatever.
I honestly.
I think they win the title.
Do you guys feel like you know how good the Sixers are? Because I don't.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
I
because
have
they
no
got a
idea.
guy. I think they win the title. Phoenix, we're almost done. Phoenix, Bradley Beal, Booker, Okogie, Kevin Durant, and Jokic. 65 wins.
Yeah. I mean,
67 wins.
That's
Easy.
unfair.
16-3.
Yeah, that's unfair.
Get more chemistry, too.
Portland, Dame, Scoot Henderson, Nasir Little,
No,
Jeremy
no Dame.
Grant.
No Dame.
No, he's in Portland, actually.
but-
No, he's in Portland. He wants us to be loyal. Dame, Scoot, Nasir Little, Jeremy Grant. They might win a round. I think they go to the second,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
conference
one and
finals.
done.
Defense could be a problem again for sure, man.
But they might go to the conference finals. Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray. Same as last year. You just replace Sabonis with Jokic.
Oh, they could. They could.
That's 50. That's same as Denver
They
now.
go
It's
to
going to
the
be
finals,
57 wins. They
Yeah.
probably win it.
Yeah.
They probably win it. San Antonio, Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan,
That's
and
tough.
Jokic.
That's tough.
That one, they make the playoffs, but they're one and done.
Yeah.
That's not a very good team. Toronto, Dennis Schroeder, Harrison Barnes, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam. Banger of a lineup.
Dennis Schroeder's on the Raptors?
Yeah. Honestly,
know?
that's a conference finals. That might be a final. Siakam, OG Anunoby, Jokic is a great front court, man.
You would finally get the That's the.
Nobody can shoot, though.
That's the That's the Dirk 2011. Kind
Yeah.
Of, you know, what do you got?
You're right. Every game is
Athletes,
85
defense,
to 81. It's ugly.
and then Jokic has 80% of their points are him.
Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, Lowry Markkinen, John Collins, and Jokic. I love this lineup. They're going to the conference finals. You guys agree?
I agree.
I think they're going to the conference finals. Last one, Washington, Tyus Jones, Jordan
Ouch.
Poole, Denny Avdia, Kyle Kuzma, and Jokic.
Ouch.
All right. This is a great offense. This is a great offense. It's a rough defense. Second round.
Yeah, they win
Yeah,
one
I could
round.
see that
I agree.
because
win
they're
one
They
round.
beat the Knicks or something,
Yeah,
you
they're in
know,
the
like,
East.
and then they go to the second round. That was fun. How many? Did you count how many we had them going to the finals or winning? I think we had about 10
Yeah, I'd say
champions
about
in there.
10.
It was about
Yeah,
10 champions
about
and then 10 conference finalists.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right, quick break on the other side. Let's get to your weekend with a quick snake draft.
Oh, man.
Days of the year.
Shady Rays take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays, they've got you covered for the warm weather that's here right now. Premium polarized shades, affordable prices. They're an independent sunglass company. They offer a world-class product. You just go to shadyrays.com. They have so many different types and styles and colors. No matter what you're into, Shady Rays, they've got you covered. You can also shop in person if that's your thing. They've got a location, Shady Rays at Park Meadows Mall. Full stop shop for all things Shady Rays. You can go to shadyrays.com, use the code DNVR, get 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. rated 5 stars by 250,000 people. Shaderays.com. Use the code DNVR. 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses.
Football's back. It's official. It started last night. I won last night.
Love
I'm
it.
not going to give you tips of the trade here per se.
Bet against Kansas City.
Oh, wait, just kidding. I have one. Make sure you do your betting with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. They're giving you a can't miss offer for week 1. Bet $200 in bonus. I'm sorry. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. Go Broncos. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. You got to check the app to see what you get. They're an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Use code DNVR and that crown is yours, baby. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.com/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Alrighty. Before we get into our best days of the week, I saw somebody talking about this, I think from Barstool or something the other day, like on a TikTok, and it really got me thinking. I honestly think that it's better we should change our calendars.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is the most Adam.
Here we go.
Go ahead, though.
Because we have this idea of 4 seasons.
Yeah. When did it just...
Blame religion. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just saying that I think it messes us up. You know, like that we have this thing in our head that there are 4 seasons. There's not. Like, what is you know what I mean? We should break it down. And I broke it down, I think I have into the proper 6 seasons.
Okay.
I have it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
January 3rd is when the calendar begins, and it ends on St. Patrick's Day. That's called winter because that's where it sucks. January
2nd, not winter.
Not January 1st because that's like still holiday. You know, it's like we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But January 3rd to St. Patrick's Day, it's winter. Nothing good happens. It's cold. You've got sports. It's a really good sports time, but that's why the sports peak right there is because everything else sucks that has to get us through. Then you have St. Patty's Day to Memorial Day. That's spring. That's a really good time of year. Like it's St. Patty's Day. You think about your St. Patty's Day, you're outside. Opening day is right around then.
I'm outside.
It's not that warm, but it's like it's warm enough that you're like, F it. We're going out. It's 52 degrees. We're going outside in our t-shirts. And all the way to Memorial Day, that's spring. It's a great time. Then school's out at Memorial Day and everything else. Then you go Memorial Day to 4th of July. That's good summer.
Good summer.
That's good summer, okay? That's where summer's not too hot. It's hot, but you're going to the pool and it's novel and everything's fun. People are still hanging around. Nobody's left town or anything. That's good summer. 4th of July.
Nobody's left.
4th of July to the first week of football, which would be this Sunday.
Bad summer?
Bad summer. You've got, it's hot. It's like hotter than you want. You're not really hanging out outside. You're not going to the park because it's like 100 degrees. It's bad summer. That's where everybody takes their vacation. So half the people are out of town for, whatever. It's bad summer.
Art of the take is not lost, Kel.
I just need to point out, Adam started this list by claiming my favorite time of year is the worst.
Well,
You're wrong, Kale. You are wrong.
Then you have the first week of football to Halloween. That's fall. That's the best season. It's just perfect weather. Everything's perfect. Then you have Halloween to January 3rd, which is good winter. That's a good winter. All the holidays are there, and it's like it's cold, but you're not over it yet.
Okay.
Don't you feel like that's a better way? Then all you have to dread is bad winter.
I do not think that's a better way.
What I need, Kale, is a graphic today outlining Adam's new calendar year.
I think you might be onto something.
Thank you.
You need better names than good summer and bad summer.
I like good summer, bad summer.
I'm telling you.
don't know.
Spring and fall are just what they are. But good summer, good winter, bad winter. That's how it works out. That's it. All right. With that in mind, I just wanted to give you guys that to help you prepare. We're going to snake draft the best days of the year. Bring it up, Kale. What's our order here? Oh, Vogt has number 1 pick. That's a good pick to have.
I don't even know that many days. All right.
So best days of the year. I mean, I guess we'll kind of debate if it's valid as we go.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
As long as it vaguely works, it works.
We'll do it live. All right. This one for me works as someone who celebrates the holiday and covers the NBA. It's pretty easy for me. Christmas Day. Take it number 1.
It's a great first pick.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a great
a good
first
one.
pick. It's an obvious first pick.
Number
it's a
1
great
on my board.
I had it up there. All right, it's a good pick. You're gonna win the draft with that one because there's nobody that hates
I don't
Christmas.
know that many days. You'll be surprised at how short my list is.
I don't know that.
Christmas Day was number one on my board.
Okay.
But I will go with another great day that just doesn't have basketball. That's Thanksgiving. Great food. You've got sports. You've got football all day. Hanging with your family if you like your family. But Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you eat a turkey. Yeah,
and if you're in the NBA, you don't have to work. So that's a positive.
That's a good call, actually.
Yeah.
But I just love the basketball Christmas Day slate. I really do.
No,
Christmas is Thanksgiving to me. I don't know if I would draft it. I don't think I would.
Well, not even on your board.
Not even on my board. I'm going to go ahead and
That's
take
crazy.
my favorite holiday.
here we go.
My favorite holiday. The official end of good summer, but it's a good end.
The summer solstice.
4th of July.
Oh.
4th of July.
Oh.
All right. You have fireworks, which are underrated, even though people want to hate them
they're
because
overrated.
no, people hate them for it's like this meme, where people hate things like
it's 'cause
having
they're
children or whatever.
effing annoying.
They are annoying.
You need to find a group of friends that you can actually have fun with. You're up in the mountains, or you're at the lake, or you're just outside. It's a
invite
very
me
holiday.
somewhere.
There's a
Nothing
barbecue.
I like more than going into the mountains and lighting off fireworks in Mother Nature.
Yeah, they recommend that.
And then you have the lake or the river or whatever it is. 4th of July, best time of year. It's number one. Number two,
Summer solstice.
you guys are going to be a little surprised by this one. I think you're going to be a little surprised by it. I'm going to go with the first football Sunday.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, it was on my board.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, this Sunday, how excited I am for this weekend's football. We have college on Saturday, CU Nebraska, and then Broncos debut on Sunday. It's such a good time of year. The weather's great. It's a great day.
It is, and I will go first day of the NCAA tournament.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's a great day.
Oh,
But
Which-
you could take second day. It's the same day.
I know.
It's the same
It
thing.
feels like I'm stealing his thing.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like day one of March
I
Madness.
strongly agree.
You're betting,
It's so true.
rooting for the upsets, taking the day off work.
It's a great day. That's a
Yeah.
great pick. That's great value right there. You really made up for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I'm pretty upset with you. I'm flustered. I'm looking at Tyler Lydon, not sure what to do.
Trade back.
I am going to go with MLB opening day. I know
Opening day.
It's a great. If
Yeah,
you're not
that's
a
good.
baseball person, you may not
Right.
understand this one. If you are, it has to be on the board.
Like Rockies opening day is different from opening day. Opening day,
Opening day,
Yeah.
it's a
bigger than
great,
Rockies.
great sports day. and
Opening
it's-
day used to be great
It
in
used to be
Denver.
the
the
best.
weather's getting
It used to be
nicer.
great.
You know,
Yeah.
the city comes back to life. Even in Denver, and the Rockies are terrible. It's fun for me to see people downtown
Great pick.
doing the sports thing.
you have a good board. You have a really good
I'm
board.
surprised.
You need to put like MLB opening day probably just to make sure. I mean, it's whatever. I don't want people.
Man,
Where are you going from here?
I'm gonna go back to holidays.
Okay.
I'm gonna take New Year's Eve.
Yeah, dude, he called it famously overrated.
This is the worst pick.
No,
This
it's a good
is-
one. It's a good one. I think you did a good job.
I happen to
Have
really
fun with your $150 Uber.
Who do you think I am? I'm wearing a flower shirt and a mustache. I don't go where you go on New
true.
Year's Eve.
Do you go anywhere? Because
No,
then you'll be getting
I
a
don't.
$150 Uber.
No, I don't. I hang out with friends. I pop champagne.
I think it's a good one, man. I actually hated his. I wasn't on the show that day. I hated that pick. Some things are worth paying the money for, Like it's the reset. It's New Year's.
Wait. Hang on. Oh, is it too late to change?
Yes.
Well, because this one isn't every year, so I can't.
Leap year?
Can I honorable mention something?
No,
that
afterwards.
Okay.
Hold on. You might get it in the next round.
Well, I don't know if I can take it. I don't
All
know if it
right.
counts.
Well, we'll just try it next time. All right. What do we got?
All right. I am selecting, I'm curious to see if you guys are cool with this pick. The first day of summer after school gets out.
Oh, that's a great one.
That
Day
is the
after
best
school.
day
Yeah, you're right.
from
First
age
sleep in.
0 to age 18.
Yeah.
And even into college.
I have last day of school on my list. So
Dude, the first day of summer after school is the greatest day of the year.
What time do you have to wake up? Doesn't matter.
No worries, no stress.
Whenever you want. What time do you need to go to bed?
Whenever, man.
Whenever you want, man.
Especially in Colorado where
It's
the
true.
summers are just great.
day one, maybe your parents haven't made you get a job yet. You
Yeah,
know, you're chilling.
right.
Or
Yeah.
maybe it hasn't started. I
Right.
start my job next
Yeah,
week.
you don't
I
have
got
your
5
camps
days.
lined up quite yet. You're just chilling.
It's a great one, man.
First day of summer after school gets out.
That's a really good one. I think you're gonna have a good one. I'm gonna go with. I can't believe I'm going football themed here today. I'm going Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, that was on my list.
I'm going
too.
Super Bowl Sunday, man. That's a great day. No matter who's playing, there's a party. You get together with family and friends. You're eating great food. It's like a U.S. holiday Football Sunday or Super Bowl Sunday is just a great day. Great day.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, do I have another pick? Dang it. All right.
I'm running out of days.
I'm gonna have to go with the summer solstice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it.
I was
I'm gonna have to
wondering.
do it. The sun in Colorado doesn't go down to like 9:45. It's just so long of a day. It's great. It's warm. It's optimistic. I'm legitimately happy on that day.
All right. That's a good one.
All right. I'm going to take the last day of the NBA season. The final day of the season. This year it was a championship, so that was cool. But the last day of the NBA season, it's done. We got the whole summer ahead of us. We don't have to work anymore.
The job is over. We can go home.
The job is over. We can go home. You got the whole summer ahead of you. Personally, for me, it's a great day.
This year in particular, man, I mean, it was obviously great because the last day was the winning day. But
Yeah.
It was nice. I'll say this one, though, most of the time kind of sucks.
I can't take a parade, right? Given that it's happened once.
It's happened once.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
How about first day of the NBA playoffs? I love this
Oh,
one.
you're right.
We're all sick of the
You're
regular
right.
season.
You're
We're all
right.
sick of each other's
Oh,
narratives.
it's a good
I don't
one.
even want to hear myself talk anymore.
Yeah.
But it is time to lock in on the basketball that matters. Just kidding. I love the regular season, but the playoffs are where it's turned up. Oh, I get another pick, don't I?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm going to cheat. You guys are probably going to shout this down. The proverbial your birthday.
My birthday?
Your birthday.
Thanks.
Your birthday.
My birthday?
Your birthday.
Oh, Harrison's birthday.
Your birthday.
Oh, you mean
my
Kale's
birthday.
birthday.
One's birthday.
I didn't realize we shared the same birthday.
One's birthday.
One's birthday. There you go.
One's birthday.
One's birthday.
Thank you.
I'll be honest though, because you celebrated a round number recently.
Yeah, I didn't celebrate it either.
So
We were working.
I'm just saying this is a very pre-30 take.
It is losing steam.
It's like
Turning
27.
30 kind of stunk.
28's a good birthday. Yeah, wait, 31. You're gonna be like, what is this? Oh, that was Tuesday. I forgot about
Man, you're right. Should I switch it to last day of school?
that. No, too late.
I'm leaving it.
I will take December 15th for my day of the year.
Just randomly December 15th. Oh, Yokmas.
Just
Oh
December
my God.
15th.
Kale, can you pull up that comment from Road King Thor, please? Did Halloween have back surgery in college?
It actually did, because that's the last time Halloween is good in college. Then it gets bad.
Oh, that's a hilarious comment.
Wind, it's ironic that you say that because I feel the same way about New Year's Eve.
Kale.
The last time it was
I
good
knew I
was in
liked you,
college.
Kale.
No, Halloween actually has a whole rebound when you have kids. Halloween's up there. I would take
Oh, that
it.
sounds fun.
It is when you have kids, and then the whole block gets out. Like that's where
Yeah.
you really hang out with the neighbors. In my neighborhood, they give out beers to the adults. It's like really great.
Damn, that sounds good.
I'm telling you. All right, am I up? I'm gonna go with the first snow. The first snow of the year.
That's a good
Here
one.
in Colorado,
That's
because it always
beautiful.
comes when you're kind of sick. You're ready. Winter, good winter is good. Bad winter is bad. But that first snow comes in good winter, and it's like, what is this? Look at this beautiful thing.
You were like, God is real.
You're like, there it is, man.
What a beautiful earth we live
Man,
on.
we picked some great days out of the year.
It was
Look
a
at all
good
these
draft,
great
boys.
days,
Yeah,
man.
no one to clown on here.
Really, I hope we all win. That does it for us today. That does it for us this week. We're going to go enjoy a weekend. When we get back, we're going to probably start a new thing. I will definitely start this next week, where we're going to start rewatching the finals games and reliving.
We are.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're leaving, so we had to make plans. We're going to rewatch these final games. I got to find a way. If somebody has a way for us to watch them, let me know. I have ways for myself personally, but if there's a way for everyone to kind of give out a link and say, hey, you can watch it here or whatever. We're going to rewatch the games. We're going to talk about them on the show and kind of walk down memory lane. But not all of them, but the best playoff games of this year. Can't wait for it.
I love it. So excited.
Hit that like button on the way out.